We are on Sanhedrin, Perek Aleph, Mishnah Gimel, third Mishnah in the first chapter of Sanhedrin. We're continuing to talk about how many judges are necessary for different kinds of cases. Says the Mishnah, Smichat Zikenim ve'arifat egla bishlosha. So arifat egla, that's egla arufa. That's when you find someone who has been killed, outside of the wilderness, and you have to measure to the closest city, and you have to say the elders have to come and say we didn't do this thing. Okay, and so you need shlosha, you need 3 dayanim. It says 3 zikenim. Let's see if I can find rifat egla dichdiv ziknei aida. The elders of the community should go out and declare we're not responsible. Mi'ut ziknei, these elders. Okay, shnaim, 2. The ein beitin shakul. You can't have 2. You just hosi yifalem odachad arei shlosha. You need 3. Okay, what is smichat zikenim? So this actually brings it to a very interesting concept. There's 2 understandings. One is on what's called par ha'elam davar shel tzibur. Par ha'elam davar shel tzibur is a cow that was brought as a korban if ha'elam davar, something was forgotten in the community. Meaning, if the Beit Din gave an erroneous ruling that caused all of Klal Yisrael to sin, and then they realized that they made an erroneous ruling, they have to bring what's called a par ha'elam davar shel tzibur, and they have to do smicha. Smicha means to lean on it, to confess their sin on behalf of the community. Okay, so that's smichat zakeni. That's one interpretation of smichat zakeni. But there's another, you've heard of the term smicha. Smicha is to lean on. So he says, v'yesh mashma'ut dvarim gam minui dayan. The appointment of a judge is called smicha. Shagadol som hasomech, the elder, the rabbi giving smicha, sarich shiyitzaref imo shnayim. He has to include 2 other people with him. In order to give smicha to a chacham, in order to do dinei knasot, fines in a court, you have to be called a rabbi, you have to be a rav, musmach, you have to have smicha. So the smicha, I'm a rabbi, but I don't have real smicha, I have fake smicha. They just give you, they call you yadin, yora, I'm yora, I can give hora, teach. But real smicha requires a beit din. Mishum Dichtiv, it says, Moshe Rabbeinu vayismoch et yadav alav. Moshe Rabbeinu leaned his hands on Yoshua when he made him the new leader. Valav debai mismach yadiyah. He doesn't actually have to put his hands on him. Elabishma karule Rebbe. So we call it smicha, even though it's not real smicha, even though it's calling somebody a Rebbe. He goes on, ve'ein smicha b'chutz la'aretz. You can't do smicha in chutz la'aretz. El tzarich she'asomech v'anismach yukulam be'eretz Yisrael. Smicha it's directly related to being in Eretz Yisrael. When a person has smicha, then he can go around the world and do this judgment, do these court cases. The Fisha Sanhedrin Sanhedrin is whether it's in Chutz La'aretz or not, after you have smicha in Ba'aretz, in Eretz Yisrael. It's really interesting, and it's really worthwhile reading this commentary of the Bartanura. The Rambam writes, he thinks that nowadays, even though there's no Beit HaMikdash, we don't have smicha. And since we don't have smicha, then you can't have onshe beitin. If all of the elders in Eretz Yisrael agree to give smicha to some one person, if all the chacham in Eretz Yisrael got together and decided to give somebody smicha, we could reestablish smicha. There's the rub. You need all the chachamim in Eretz Yisrael to agree on something, which we haven't been able to do. There is a movement, famous cases of a desire to reestablish smicha. Like there are this community that approached, I think it was the Rambam, I don't remember, if you know you can email me. They felt they had done these sins, and terrible sins, and that they couldn't get kapara, and either they got malkot or they would get kareh. And so they turned and they said, we need you to reestablish smicha so you could give us malkot, so you could give us lashes. Didn't work out that way. So anyway, to do smichat zakenim, you have to have shlosha, 3 judges. Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Yehuda omer b'chamisha. Rabbi Yehuda says, no, 3 is not enough. You need 5. Chalitza v'hami'unim. Chalitza is when a woman's husband dies and she didn't have any children, so she has to do what's called chalitza. Okay, meaning she has to spit in his shoe. Either they do yibum or she gets out of it with chalitza. Mi'unim is when a mother or the father's not around and the mother or the brother marry off the minor daughter to a man. When she becomes of age, she can do what's called mi'un. She can refuse. She said, I don't want to be married to him. So both of those are done in front of a Beit Din, bishlosha. Okay, it's done in front of a Beit Din with 3 judges. Neta Ravai ma'aser sheni she'ein dam avidu. Neta Ravai is the the produce of a tree in the 4th year. Maaser Sheni is Maaser during the Maaser Sheni is a Maaser that's brought during the, I think it's, if I recall correctly, 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 5th years. And then you bring it to Yerushalayim. She'ein dam avidum. Its value is not known. Then you go to the Beit Din and they have to evaluate b'shlosha how much it's worth. The Hakati says neta rava, you're allowed to deduct the production cost, so you need a Beit Din to help you with that. Hayakdeshot b'shlosha. A person makes something hegdish, so he has to evaluate its worth because he has to redeem it. If you make your Mishnah or your cell phone hegdish, God doesn't want your cell phone. He wants the value of it that you give to the Beit HaMikdash, so you have to go to the Beit Din and evaluate. Ha'arachina mitaltelin b'shlosha. Similarly, if you have something that's mitaltelin, okay, a person says, Bartunura, arachim mitaltelin, let me see if I can find it. Areisha amar erch ploni alai. Person says, I'm going to give the value of this person. Okay, doesn't have money, so he has to evaluate the value of his property. So that also you go to shlosha. B'shlosha. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, echad mehem kohen. Rabbi Yehuda, based on the pasuk, says one of them has to be a kohen. V'karkaot tish'av a kohen. If you gave your land to the Beit HaMikdash, if you gave an erech, if you gave your land, okay, you had to give karka, then you have to have 10 people, and one of them is a kohen. The adam, and a person who gives his own value, or I want to give the value of this person, you have to figure out how much he's worth in the shuk. Kiyotze behem, similar land, and you need to have 10 people, and one of them has to be a kohen. All right, we'll stop here and dedicate our learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a good day.